Welcome to Miss Letter's Calculation Station, where things add up. That's my YouTube channel name, by the way. So we're going over yesterday's homework, which is 2.4D, break-even point. On number 1, we've done together. On number 2, we've got our expense function, and we're looking for the break-even point right here. The hint gave us the equation. So I have 8.50Q plus 72,500. I want to know when it equals our revenue, which is 9Q. I'm going to subtract $8.50 Q from both sides of the equal sign. And we get 72,500 equals 50 cent Q. Divide both sides by 50 cents. And we have 72,500 divided by 50 cents, and that gives me 145,000 as our quantity. Number 3, same thing. We have $4.80 Q plus 32,000. Set that equal to $6.20 Q. Subtract 480 Q from both sides of the equal sign. And we get 32,000 equals $1.40 Q. Divide both sides by $1.40. And we have 22,857. Because it's quantity, I am not going to round to the nearest penny. How many of you guys got those two correct? Excellent. Number 5, we're still doing the break-even point. The only difference between 5 and 6 is that revenue isn't a given. It's $11.50 for each quantity. And they didn't give us the break-even point, which is equals R. So those are the two differences between the first 3 and the last 3. So we have the same standard $8.45 Q plus 52,700 and set that equal to 1150 Q. Subtract $8.50 Q from both sides of the equal sign. And we get 52,700 equals, somebody, 3.5 Q. Thank you. Helps me out a little. Divide both sides by $3.05. And we get 52,700 divided by $3.05. And I'm looking at quantity of 17,278. Once again, because it's quantity, you're not going to round because we want full product. Number 6, same thing. R is $12.30 each quantity. We don't want to use the letter E because E stands for expense. So we have 1145 Q plus 34,900. We're going to set that equal to $12.30 Q.
Teachers, please excuse the interruption.
So we're going to subtract $11.45 Q from both sides of the equal sign. And we get 34,900 equals 85 cents Q. Divide both sides by 85 cents. And I get 41,058. 41,058, and that equals Q. Go ahead and flip it over to profit and loss. So we've already did number 7. We got a profit of $98.50. Profit or loss, the formula for that is the money we make minus our bills. So I have revenue, and revenue is price times quantity. And we want to set that equal to, not equal, we want to subtract our expenses. So we're going to subtract our expenses, and our expenses are negative 1,400 times P plus 8,000. And now just throw it in your calculator, just like you see it, $6.25 times the 4,300 widgets minus, it's very important that you put the expenses in our parentheses, negative 1,400. If you get an error on there, that just means that you put a minus 1,400 instead of a negative. So make sure that you're using a negative there. And we are making a really good profit of $27,625. Somebody verify? Yes? Thank you. Number 9, same thing. We are doing profit or loss. So we have our profit or loss is revenue, which is $6.50 each quantity. We want to subtract out our expenses of negative 1,400 times $6.50 plus 8,000. And we know Q, don't we? So we have 650 times 1,100 minus negative 1,400 times 650 plus 8,000. Almost left that Q in there. So we have $6.50 times quantity minus parentheses negative 1,400 times $6.50 plus 8,000. And we have a profit of $82.50. If it was a loss, it would be negative. Average, when we're looking for the average cost, it's your expense divided by quantity. So we've got our expenses. Remember, our expenses are going to be up here for the entire back page. So I've got negative 1,400 times price plus the 8,000 over Q. Now, when you put it in your calculator, make sure that you do the numerator first. Which is 34.50, and then divide by that denominator. There's other ways to do it, but I find this one easiest. So 46 cents on average to make one widget. Same thing, looking for those keywords. In this case, it's average cost. Average cost is E over Q. And we have negative 1,400 times price plus 8,000. Once again, I'm getting E from up here. And Q is 9,000. Nice little trick is I'm going to highlight the last formula, and I'm just going to change that to $10.50. Oops, I missed the 0. And this was the oops I did. Obviously, you can't have a negative average cost. So this one was negative 0.74, but it was just a bad question. So ignore that one. Well, thank you for tuning in to Miss Letter's Calculation Station. Don't forget to like and subscribe.